Iceland. Now, Iceland, this could potentially, if we're believing in fate, in the way the years work, this could be their year. They came second in 1999. They came second in 2009. But sadly, Iceland haven't been the best at Eurovision so far. They've failed to qualify past the semi-final stage ever since they got to the final in 2014. That was with No Prejudice, where they came 15th with 58 points. Ari Olafsson last year represented them with Our Choice, and sadly, they didn't just fail to qualify out the semi-final, they came last in the semi-final as well. Just a moment, please. Just enough. Right, so they are having a series of finals. They had a final with 5 songs in, a semi-final with 5 songs in last weekend. They've got another semi-final with 5 songs in this weekend. From each of them, 2 songs are going forward to a grand final on the 2nd of March, where there'll be 4 songs, and then finally a super song where the 2 songs compete, and that's held on the 2nd of March. So, first of all, let's go to Joe for the panel. Who are the ones to watch in this final?
Well, the semi-final this weekend.
Yes.
Yeah. I've got. I quite like Sunday Boy, and I'm not going to pronounce it. Is it Hydron Anna? I think her name is. I really like that. It's just quite bouncy, and she's got a really nice quality to her voice, which is great. I like that. Whether that will go through, I don't know, because there's Omar, and also there's a lady called Tara, maybe, or Moby Fights for Love, and that seems to be quite a fan favourite. Again, I think it's the week of the 2 semis. I do think the 2 that got through last week will probably fight in the super final.
Okay, interesting. Now, just in case you weren't watching the Icelandic semi-final last weekend, it was Hera Björk, who represented Iceland in 2010, that got through with the song Moving On. And also Hatari also got themselves through to the final as well. A very interesting act this year. Wouldn't you agree, Stuart?
Yeah, I mean, it's a diverse year all told. Hatari. I'm not even going to try and pronounce the song. It's for me, it's unpronounceable. I'm sure someone in the panel will do a better job. Techno, punk, rock, BDSM inspired costumes. What's not to love about Hatari? The fact that they have a pretty mediocre song, in my opinion. They consider themselves an anti-capitalist BDSM techno performance arts group. It's not art, Jack, but I know what I like, and it's certainly not this.
Now, Stuart, have you been keeping up with the news? Have you seen the fact that they have actually challenged the Israeli Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, to a Icelandic-style wrestling match in Tel Aviv on the 19th of May, if they get through?
What was that name you just quoted there? Benjamin what? Sorry, Tom?
Netanyahu.
So, I think given what the costumes they're wearing, it would have been better if you'd said Benjamin Ingrosso. That would have worked better for me. That sounds more sort of in keeping with their style. Now, look, I'm not a fan of this. I know many people that are. I'll probably get slaughtered for saying it. It's not my taste, not my cup of tea, dear. For me, this should not win for Iceland, but probably will.
Okay. Well, Joe's already mentioned it, that Hera Björk is likely to get through to the super final. Do you think that represents serious competition, Tristan, or who else would you see getting through to that final and representing Iceland this year?
I don't think Hera Björk's song is very good. I mean, obviously, he's on a patron, je ne sais pas pourquoi. She didn't get through the following time that she tried to represent Iceland, or she didn't. I don't see that her song is very good at all. I do quite like Hatari's song, to be honest. I quite like industrial techno. I go to a club called Antichrist occasionally, and they play a lot of that sort of stuff there. It's quite good. And what was amazing about it, because when I saw the video, I thought they're never going to be able to do this on stage, but it was just as good vocally on stage than it was in the video. So hats off to them, because I just thought that they wouldn't be able to pull it out. It would be awful. I only really liked Hatari in that first semi-final. In the second semi-final, the one coming up, yeah, I agree with Joanna. Hadrian Anna's Sunday Boy, definitely the English version. Hopefully she'll get to sing the English version. She'll be singing the Icelandic version this Saturday, and if she is one of the two that go through, then she'll be singing the English version in the Icelandic final. But that Sunday Boy song, such a sweet song. And her voice has got a real innocence to it, and I really just hope that she can sing live well, because it's a beautiful little song. And the other song which I think will go through on Saturday is Frederick Omar. Of course, Omar is one half of Eurobanded, who represented Iceland very well a few years ago. This Is My Life, or whatever it's called.
I was going to say, I hate to break it to you, Tristan.
Yeah.
Not just was it a few years ago, it's been 11 years since they represented.
He does look a lot older, I must say. I mean, he's got a bit of stubble and stuff, but it's a great song, and he's got so much passion in his voice when he sings. So as far as slow songs are concerned, that's the only one I really like. There's another song that might get through, which is a bit silly, by Ellie Grill, Scavi, and Glimur on Saturday. The lyrics are really, really silly. I mean, I've translated them into English. It's just, and it's very sort of, I don't know. It might get through because it might be quite fun on stage, but I'm hoping it'll be Hadrian Anna and Friedrich Omar and Hatari for the actual win. If Hatari do win, though, I think they might have to change some of their lyrics, because translating them from Icelandic into English, it's quite political. They say Europe will crumble. There will be unilateral punishments, and a web of lies will arise from the ashes. So
that could be just the thing that Eurovision needs this year.
Yes,
maybe in the current climate. Just want to bring Yana in on this. Obviously, everyone's with a 10-song contest anyway. Obviously, there's not a huge amount of choice there. But are you in line with the panel, or are you thinking that there are other songs there that you'd like to see qualify?
Well, for starters, I don't like this song from Hatari. Not my style, not my cup of tea. I really don't like that kind of songs. But I do like the song Sunny Boy as well, from Hedrun Anna Björnsdottir. I think it's really nice. Even I like the Icelandic version as well. Really nice, nice song with a nice voice. It really works all together. And my second choice would be Tara Moby with the song Fighting for Love. I really think that is also a contender for the final, because it's one of the only really up-tempo 2019 kind of songs, you know. I think that can do very well. And I have Fredrik Omar on my third place, so any one of them would do for me.
Do you know what I have to say, Yana? By putting Tara Moby in your top 3, I'm with you all the way on that one. I think that's a fantastic song. I reckon that's going to do really well. I would say I can't really see the fuss over Sunday Boy. I've listened to it. I don't necessarily get it. The thing that really gets me with this is that I think if they were to send a song like that, I think they could be looking at a similar result to last year, which is a shame.
I don't think so. I think last year was, I'm not going to use the word boring, but
it was boring.
It wasn't very good. It was. Well, I'm
we
going to
can
use
call it boring.
He's cute. He's so cute.
But you're not going to win Eurovision by being cute. You know?
I know.
It's like you have to have a song that speaks to people. He was cute. He had a nice voice, but the song was just not for him. It was like really old-fashioned. And I think the song Sunny Boy is so much better than that.
Yeah.
I think she has more chances of qualifying than the guy last year. I forgot his name.
Sorry.
Aria Olafsson.
Don't
Now-
forget, there is
Yes.
also a wild card, so there might in fact be three going through this on Saturday. The judges do have the option of putting through an extra fifth entry.
And that could make all the difference potentially. Now, the question on my lips for the panel, I'm going to go to Stuart first on this one. I've said about trends, you know, Iceland second, 1999, Selma, All Out of Luck. Iceland second, 2009, Johanna,
Yeah.
Is It True? Iceland
Yep, it's
2019, Stuart.
Bottom of the pack, Tom. Not a chance in hell. Look, I think this is a case of Iceland having poor taste of selection. You had two fantastic songs in semi-1 which didn't make it. And I'd just like to shout out to you, Tom, for actually telling me these didn't qualify. Otherwise, I could have really embarrassed myself this evening. The song Pordis Insland with What Are You Waiting For? It's absolutely beautiful. Up-tempo pop.
Yes.
Really beautiful. Really would have been happy with this winning for Iceland and going on to Tel Aviv and doing really well. But the song, Tom, the song I want to talk about, the song by Daniel Oliver, Licky Licky. Benjamin Ingrosso inspired pop dance, fantastic lyrics. I had to do a double play just to get my head around this one. I want everybody to see your Licky Licky Licky. Like your ice cream for me, so licky, licky, licky. I want to see you sexy, so licky, licky, licky. That's the song I should have sent to Tel Aviv. You've just robbed the Eurovision world of this fantastic song. Poor on
Potentially
you,
not, though. There is a wild card. Tristan,
That's my wild card.
There is a wild card.
Tristan, tell me that's going to be the wild card.
Oh,
He's put
Tristan,
himself on mute.
you need to take your mic off of mute, Tristan.
He's telling me, but without the audio.
Take the mute off.
He can't press the button.
There we go. He's back.
Am I?
Yes, you are.
Yay!
You turn the camera off at the same time, but you're back audio. It's fine.
I
Right.
can hear you.
I'll just go back to Johan again. Do you think that this is going to be Iceland's year, or is this just going to be another list of them just not making it past the semi-final?
That's a really difficult one. It obviously depends on the other songs, but I think they have to have different, and it's very much going to be a case of different versus fan favourite for me anyway. I can't really see them doing the three, the second place this time round, even with Hatari, to be honest.
And let's be honest, I mean, Tristan's the man with the stats. Iceland's, they're in the second half of the first semi-final. Surely that's a bit of a big ask anyway.
It will probably be. I think it will be. I mean, unless if Hatari go through, then people just might be the media might be start talking about it, and it might sort of get sort of people voting just the anti-Eurovision vote, as it were, just to sort of like put something through that would be funny. But yeah, I don't think they'll get through otherwise.
It might happen.